Hello everyone, this is Rebecca Jane from yogawithrebeccajane.com, and this sequence is going to be on stretching, yoga stretching, with an added piece on weight loss. It's more about how does yoga, stretching, and yoga itself help with managing your weight. Yoga is not necessarily about the exercise of yoga. We call it a practice. Isn't about necessarily losing, weight through as you would with a cardio exercise. But what it does is it on multiple levels. It helps us to become more mindful of what we eat, just because we're learning how to be more mindful in our yoga practice. So we after yoga, you don't really want to eat a burger. You want to go out, you want to have a salad maybe, something healthy. So you eat differently. But also it's all this stretching and strengthening impacts it elongates our muscles, so it makes us actually longer, thinner, taller, all those wonderful things that come with the yoga postures. There's a whole, over the next few sessions I'll be addressing this, but for today in particular, for this session, we're going to be about stretching the body, and understanding the dynamics of what stretch means. And there's different types of stretches in yoga, or there's different kind of stretches in any exercise. But we will be learning how to stretch properly in our yoga postures, so that we can actually create not only a longer body, more toner body, but also it will help us relax our nervous system, reduce the cortisol, which is actually the stress hormone is one of the greatest culprits for weight gain. So those are the things we'll be addressing in this session, and a few more. I'll have a few more sessions on this as well. So we'll get started. We're going to start with sitting tall. The idea I'm going to bring to you is of rooting down, but instead of using the word rooting down, I'm going to say weight. So put your weight down. So weight. So when I say like your bottom, feel the weight of your bottom sinking into the ground. When I ask you about your hands, feel the weight of your hands. So it's this idea of getting really heavy and then lifting up as if you're your balloon ready to, you're tied down, a balloon who has been tied down, and then finally they cut the string of the balloon and you're rising up and you're floating. So that's what we want to kind of get that feeling when we're stretching. Okay, you'll get it in a moment. So let's find our seat. And I want you to feel the weight of your sit bones and your legs. Kind of exaggerate that feeling, and then take a deep breath in and lift up nice and tall. Once you're settled in, you feel those sit bones, the legs supporting you. You don't have to, keep re-experiencing that sensation. Just let yourself feel the lifting up, but still having that security of your the base of your foundation, which are your legs and your sit bones, supporting your body. So let's start to deepen the breath. And as we breathe in, you can silently say the word full. So that's our mantra. And exhaling, flow. Those two words. And full is that heaviness feeling, but it's that opening of your lungs. And then flow is that light feeling. That balloon, maybe you can even think of a bird as they take flight. Let's take another deep breath in. And the next time you exhale, let's gently open our eyes, and we're going to come onto our backs to begin this practice. So as you lie down, and you don't need any props at all, just yourself, just your body. Laying down on the back, feel free to stretch through the arms, stretch through the legs, as you would in the Shavasana. So Shavasana happens at the end of the practice, 30 minutes from now, or less actually. Enjoy the class, because that Shavasana will feel like heaven, and you can only feel that heaven feeling if you've done the class, because you've stretched your entire body out. So hug your knees into your chest, and then keep your right leg hugged in, and just extend your left leg on the ground. Now, if your lower back tends to lift up, just keep your foot flat on the ground, otherwise extend, as if you're standing. You wake up your left leg, and then the right leg, interlace the hands, wrap the hands around your shins, take a breath in. Full, and exhale, flow. Now feel the weight of your back sinking into the ground. And then from here, straighten that right leg, interlace the hands behind your thighs. Keep the hands down towards, not up towards the shins or up towards the calves. Keep it lower for this one. And take an inhale, and as you exhale, circle your ankle a few times in one direction. We're working on the right. And then the left. Circle to the other direction. And your left leg is involved in this in terms of just being awake and alive, and not sickling out to the left with the left toes. Bring them up so they're pointing forward. And then reflex that right foot. And then draw the hands into the back of the leg as you bring the foot a little bit closer in. And your weight starts from the base of your lower back, your sacrum. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Now from here, let the right leg come up a little bit higher again, so it's pointing to the ceiling. And I want you to just twist that whole leg just to the right and then to the left, while still maintaining the stability of your pelvis. So nothing's happening to your pelvis, is not changing at all. The shape stays consistent. So just take your right knee to the left and then to the right, working on that hip joint. And then from here, hug your right knee into your chest. Give yourself a pause. Now, from here, come into your half a happy baby. And what that means is that you bend your right leg, and it's at a 90-degree angle. So we're doing half of a baby. Usually there's a full, we're doing half. Your right knee is outside your right shoulder. And if you cannot grab hold of the foot and maintain a 90-degree angle, just place your right arm underneath your right knee. But if wherever you are, take a breath in and lift up through that right foot and gently draw the foot down. And the place that's providing the stability, the root, the weight, is your lower back and your sacrum. But those are the two areas. And then take a breath in and bring your right hand either in front of the right thigh or underneath, just to add support. As you bring your right leg out to the right, and you're going to straighten that right leg, kick it out. And you might not straighten it fully, it might be slightly bent, that's perfectly fine. And then bring that right leg back in a little bit. We're going to straighten and bend. And the movement is almost imperceptible. So straighten. So you should feel, if this is too much on your hip joint, then just keep one either straight or keep it bent. So this is called a kind of a stretch called ballistic stretch. And almost stuttered that one. And what that is just kind of jerky type movements. But if it doesn't feel good for you, then don't do that.
and then bring your right knee back in and hug that right knee into your chest. And let's just bring both knees in, little hugs, little rocks from side to side, and then hug your left knee in and extend your right leg. So we have the other side. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, feel bring that knee as close into your chest as you can. Find the weight of your lower back. As you press into the lower back, lift up let the shoulders soften, the face, and then exhale, let's straighten your left leg. Hands interlace behind your left thigh. Circle your ankle, that left ankle, around a few times in one direction and then in the other. So we're thinking about getting as long as we possibly can while still feeling light as a feather. So as you now come back to stillness, I want you to take a breath in, and as you breathe out, bring your left leg a little bit closer in. Flex your left foot. Root down, so find that weight of the back of your back, and then lift up through that left leg, lift through that right leg as if they're feathers, they're balloons, they're light. Then take an inhale and exhale, rebend your left leg, and then open your left leg into a half a happy baby. Options, arm behind that left knee, or inside or outside that left foot. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, first root down with that lower back, and then lift up through that left leg, lift through that right leg. That right leg's going to extend. It should become effortless, some of our postures in yoga eventually, with time. And then take your left hand, either slide it down inside your left thigh or to the underneath it, whatever feels best for you. And then take a breath in, and as you breathe out gently, take your right hand on that right hip and straighten your left leg. And then just bend a little bit, and then straighten. And bend. So what we're doing is we're actually, through this type of stretch, will help you in terms of helping you become more flexible in these areas of your body. So inside your thigh, around your hip. And then let's bring both legs in, hug your knees into your chest. Little rocks from side to side. And let's cross the legs, let's come all the way up into a seated pose. Cross your legs, you can cross them at the shins if you'd like to add a little extra hip opener, or just cross them at the ankles. So sitting up nice and tall, take your hands, reach them forward. Make a fist with your hands, and I want you to open up the fist. Make a fist, open up, make a fist. Now, notice how the shoulders are hunching forward or they're lifting up. Soften them down. Now spin the palms so their palms are facing up. Now make a fist and then open. And we're going to add on to this. Open and close. So you're inhaling and closing as you exhale. And you're going to bring the shoulders back. I'll give you a side visual of this. Back and forward. So as you bring the shoulders back, keep the arms straight, make a fist. And as you reach the shoulders forward, open up the hands. Back and forth. So inhaling and exhale. And your bottom is your root. That's where you feel the weight of your body on the ground, the heaviness, but then you lift up. So keep going, just a few more, and then release the hands, arms down, and little shakes of the shoulders. And shakes of the hands, and then reach your arms forward. We're going to do a few cats and cows, but with a different arm, without the hands on our knees, unless you need to. But we're going to take your hands forward and you're going to bring the hands in, so make a fist with your hands. I'll show you in this direction. Bring the hands in as if you're going to open up a door, and then
open the arms out to the sides, open up your chest, that's your cow stretch, and then bring your arms in, this is your cat stretch. And then then the hands come together towards your chest, open up the door, and inhale, open up the chest, open up the hands. Hands reach forward, make a fist, and then bring the hands in, and then open up the door, open up your heart. Let's do 2 more sets. Reach the arms forward, make a fist, and then open up. You will feel your arms reach forward, and then bring the hands back in and open up, and let's let the arms rest down, little shakes. And then let's swing around onto our hands and knees. Curling the toes under, press back into a child's pose. And now take the weight of the hands, and you feel the weight of the hands as they press into the ground. So, and you'll sink, 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 and then you're going to take an inhale and then exhale, lift up into your downward dog, as if you're a balloon or a feather. The hands are your root system, so press down with those hands. The feet are there, but they're not there. They are supporting you to some degree, but it's the hands right now that are. And you're going to take your tailbone, lift it up. If you let your whole body sink down towards the arms, then you're going to find this difficult. But if you push down first, create that as if you have roots attached to your fingers, and then lift up as if you're a feather, you're a bird, you're going to feel this sense. It's an effortless type of posture. So this is what I'm trying to teach my students, how to feel, to actually enjoy these postures, get the most out of them. Let's take a breath in, and you're going to push down with the hands, so feel the weight of the hands, and then walk forward, and some of you might leap forward to the front of the mat. Once you get to the front of the mat, press down with the hands, but it's actually the feet that are your support system. So take the feet, press down with the legs, the feet, and then just lift up through the tailbone as if your tailbone, the rest of your body is that balloon that's just about ready to be released. Drop your head, shake your head no, shake your head yes. So what we're doing is we're stretching out our bodies in ways that releases the negative, all this tension that we carry in our bodies. If we can start to feel lighter, we actually experience the postures as light. Okay, so take a breath in. We're going to do a half a flow. Let's reach your arms up as you inhale. As you lift up, take your feet. Feel the weight of the feet pressing down as you lift up. Grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand and stretch over to the left. And then inhale, lift back up, and then the same on the other side. Grab hold of the left wrist now and stretch over to the right. And then inhale, you might even notice that you'll feel taller. Maybe you'll be actually taller as you exhale, forward fold. Take an inhale halfway. So fingertips on the ground or on the shins. Root down with the feet. Heavy, heavy feet. Heavy. And then lift up as if you're that feather, that balloon. And then lower your hands down and then inhale, root down and lift up effortlessly. Reach, 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 reach. And bring your hands to your heart. So this stretching is a combination of dynamic and a combination of, we're more dynamic than we are just holding our stretches, the passive stretches. That's from here. I want you to reach your arms forward. Let's take the arms and wrap them under each other. So the right arm underneath the left, twist into eagle arms, either hands on the shoulders, or you could place the back of the hands together, or optimally place the palms together. So that's where we're going to, but not everyone can do that. So take a breath in, and I'm going to turn around so you can see me. We're going to just sway the arms from side to side. Try and stabilize your pelvis. So keep your pelvis stable. Nothing's happening with the pelvis. So a little bit of a rotation here. And how we know is you check your knees. If they're swaying from side to side, your pelvis is involved. Now, most likely your pelvis will be involved. We're going to circle around to the right. We're going to draw a circle on the ceiling and around. So circle, circle, circle. This should feel nice on your shoulders. Let's inhale back to center and circle in the other direction. So whatever direction you started, circle around. So you feeling this in your back. This is a stretch in your shoulders. So this is what they call a static stretch in your shoulders. But in your waist, it's dynamic. So we have a combination of two types of stretches. And then come back up, keep your hands as they are. And I want you to bend your right knee and cross your left leg over your right. Now you can either take that left foot, and tuck it behind the right ankle, or keep it on the ground. Or if this is too much, separate the feet. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, sit down in that chair. Now, think about the weight of the foot. The right foot is your weight. You're weighting that down. It's going down, down, down. But at the same time, there's a lengthening up through the crown of the head, through the fingers. You're relaxing here. It's not that difficult. We make things more difficult. Uncross your left leg, uncross your arms. Whew, let's shake it out. Let's do a few little figure eights to loosen up our hips, loosen our shoulders. So we complicate our lives. All of us, I'm including myself in that. We take things that could be very simple and blow things out of proportion. Reach your arms forward, and then take your left arm, cross it underneath, eagle arms on the other side. You know what to do here, either ultimately maybe palms to palm, but that might not work for you. So back of the hands or hands on the shoulders. With feet apart to begin, take an inhale and exhale, take your elbows to the left. Pelvic stability here. So that it's not moving your pelvis, just your waist and up. Now we're going to circle. So you can start the circle in any direction, a few times in one direction, then we'll go in the opposite. And let's go in the opposite direction, stretching out the back of these shoulders, just by holding this stretch, and then we're also stretching out our spine. Let's come back up nice and tall. Keep your hands as they are. You're going to bend your left knee this time, cross your right leg over, either tuck your left leg behind or keep it on the ground. I'm going to try the behind version for the hell of it right now, and then sit down. And as you press down with that left foot, use that as your weight. Press down. And then lift up, but stay in the chair. That makes any sense. And then take an inhale and exhale. Uncross your right leg, uncross your arms. Feel the kind of release of that, all the tension in your shoulders just from wrapping your arms. And let's do a few little figure eights. Loosen up those hips, loosen up your shoulders. Feel taller, more awake, more energized. And then shake out those hands. Okay, front of the mat if you've moved. Inhale, reach your arms up. Feet are pushing down. You could feel those feet as they
hold the rest of you up, your feet and your legs or your support system right now. And let's exhale, forward fold. Inhaling halfway. Then place the hands down. Push down into the ground with the hands and then press back, step back lightly into your downward dogs. And then root down with those hands. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Let's inhale into a plank. Now, why I'm taking you into a plank is because the same thing here. If you allow your body to become really heavy, you can lower the knees down if you'd like. If it becomes really heavy on those hands, then the hands are there to root down, and then you lift up through the arms, through the crown of the head. The crown of the head, you're going to root it, excuse me. The energy is going to go through the crown of the head, through the heels, up through the middle back, so that you're not putting all the weight on your hands, and then lower the knees down, sit back into a child's pose. It's one of those things you have to just keep trying until it makes sense. It's an experiential thing, so you have to actually do it to one day say, I got it, I get it, I can feel it. And it's an amazing feeling when you get that, because what you can do is take what you learn on the mat and use it and transfer it into your everyday life. It's about always having a root or stability, something you can kind of grab onto, something that's tangible, like a diary, like a schedule, a routine. But then from there, you lift from that. So you lift from that weight. You lift from that schedule. You flow through the schedule. Lower yourself onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Press into your lower back. Take a breath in. Feel the weight of the lower back. And then exhale, open the arms out to the sides, and like a feather, light as a feather, place your knees to the left. Turn your gaze to the right. So this is what these classes will be about, how to actually get that, experience that on the mat, and then practice it on the mat so you can live it in real life, in our daily life. Then inhale, bring the knees back up. As soon as your knees are back up, reconnect with your lower back. Feel the weight of the lower back pressing into the ground. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, open the arms, let the knees slowly, like feathers, place them on the ground. Turn your gaze to the left. Spinal twist. So stretches are very powerful. They're not just about we think of stretches as something you do after exercise or before exercise. They're actually part of exercise, part of healthy living, part of how we take care of our bodies, besides doing a run or doing or cycling or whatever you do. Let the arms come out to the sides. We're resting now in our savasana. Now in your mind's eye, there's nothing about weight, because you know you're in a shape where you're being held. The earth, Mother Earth, is holding us, embracing us. We don't need to worry about the whole rooting down. Now we can let our bodies, especially the lower backs, let them melt into the mat. Give those muscles the thumbs up, the permission to just relax shoulders, face, forehead, hands, feet. And as you breathe in, full. As you breathe out, flow. And as you continue on, I will come up and seal the practice. You can stay in your shavasana for the next 2 to 5 minutes. Feeling taller, lighter, freer. That's what this is all about. And learning how to do it on a physical level so we can actually live our lives as well in that way. Because that's where happiness comes from. That's where freedom, liberation comes from. When we don't feel weighted down, we don't feel we have so much to do, we have this and that, but that you can actually have a lot to do but still feel light, lighter. Maybe not light all the time, but most of the time. As I bring my hands in front of my heart to seal the practice, for this session, on stretching and healthy eating and healthy weight, all the wonderful things. As we start to enter into lightness, how to feel light on all levels. Thank you so much for being with me. This is Rebecca Jane from yogawithrebeccajane.com. And if you enjoy my classes, you can press the subscribe button on the right-hand side. Comment, let me know how you feel about the class, any suggestions, and thumbs up. Other than that, thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Namaste.